Good morning to you all and welcome to Christ Over Coffee broadcast. I'm Sister Rosalia Galmin, a Holy Spirit Missionary Sister. Joining us shortly from Communication Office is Mr. Andrew Dixon, our Communications Coordinator. While waiting for Andrew to join, I would like to thank each and every one of you for supporting us by your attendance. Okay, I think Andrew is here now. Hi Andrew, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Sister Rosalia. How are you doing? And good morning to you, the audience. Thank you for joining us again today. It's a beautiful day here in Northfield, and I'm so excited today specifically because this is something that I've been trying to get more footage on, and that's our sisters who are celebrating multiple years of service, to get their story from a historical standpoint and what continues them on the journey. So this should be a really good episode today. I'm really excited.
Last week, on episode 16, we have heard a wonderful sharing from Sister Rosa da Costa about her mission in our Life Learning Center. And today, we are blessed to be able to share with you episode 17 with a very personal topic. So, Andrew, would you like to say something about the topic of today's conversation with the audience?
It would be an honor to share with the audience our topic for today. The title of today's episode, everyone, is Persistent in the Journey, a reflection on 70 years of missionary life. Today, we get to hear a little bit from a sister who has dedicated 70 years of her life to missionary service. Sister Marie Angela Risi, and her love for the people that she served, it just comes through every word of every story that she tells. And so I'm very excited to hear from her today. And without further ado, Sister Rosalia, please enlighten the audience even further on the wonderful missionary life of this wonderful SSpS sister.
Good morning, Sister Maria Angela, and welcome to Christ Over Coffee. I am really looking forward to this conversation with you. You have been a member of this congregation for so many years. You served in Rome for several times, in Australia, and in different states in this country for 70 years. There must have been many ups and downs, unexpected events, wonderful surprises, and tough challenges. So, throughout these years of missionary services, what is your favorite memory of these years?
Well, good morning. These are very difficult questions you have asked me, but I will try to do my best. It was a long span of 70 years. It was a journey that I am very happy to think back at now. My journey started in 1958. Well, actually, it started sooner than that. It was when I entered the novitiate of the Holy Spirit Missionary Sisters in Techny, Illinois. 2 weeks after first vows, I started teaching at St. Norbert's School, and I had 49 first graders. What memory do I have of them? They were very playful, didn't care too much about learning anything, but they really learned to read, and that was my most wonderful thing. To keep them quiet and to keep them working, all I would have to say is, we have to do this work, and then I'll read a story. As soon as they heard that, everybody was working. The nicest memory of these years was to see how at the end of the year, these children who were a bit unruly and they knew how to read, and they knew how to walk in a straight line, and that was for me a great satisfaction that I had done and that they were respectful to everyone. That was one of my things, that I wanted them to value everybody that they had around.
What was your favorite ministry among your various ministries of these years?
In all these years, I've had many, many ministries, starting from my first grade to teaching Italian seminarians German, of all things. My journey outside of the States came in 1958 when I took a big boat to go to Rome. It took me 11 days, and on the way, Pius XII passed away. And when I got to Rome, I had the privilege of going to see John the 23rd being crowned Pope of the Holy Catholic Church. I started in 58, and this mission lasted for 53 years because it ended in 2001. But in between, I went back and forth for 5 years, 3 years, 3 years, 5 years, until I had worked for 21 years at the General Aid. The most wonderful thing about this was that I saw the change, how we changed in the congregation from the days of Mother Columba and Mother Regis, where we were very strict and very, that the order and all was so very important. I noticed when I went back and other generals, and I served under all of them until my Sister Agata was my last general that I served under, and how the congregation changed, how we worked with the signs of the times to upgrade the congregation and to see what was necessary to be done, and what we were, as a congregation, took on the tasks that were necessary, how our ministries changed. And so those are the most wonderful memories that I could really see my growing and how the congregation was growing.
If you could relive one day among these years of your journey, which one would it be and why?
You know, that is so hard to answer, because in all my dreams, I never thought I would land in the southern hemisphere of Australia, but that did happen. And you know, I felt just at home in the southern hemisphere, although it seemed to me that the sky was lower there. I don't know if that was just my perception, but it seemed that at night when I would look up, I would be closer to the stars, and the sky was, I almost had claustrophobia that it was so close to my head. In Australia, they were wonderful years. The school, I was principal there, and the school grew. We built 4 new classrooms in my time there, and we were using one big room for 2 classrooms that we had to set up every Monday, because it was a dance hall on the weekend, and during the week it was 2 classrooms. So when we built the new classrooms, it was heaven for those teachers who had a real place to be teaching. It was really wonderful. I think we were all marching to the same beat. Everybody was going. We had a goal to teach these children, and from 225 children, the school grew to 550. And at the end of my 6 years, I was there 7 years, but the end of the 6 years, Rome called me back, so I had to leave my beloved Australia and return to Rome. There was another job for me in Rome, and so I but I joyfully accepted that too, although in my heart I was crying for those people that I had learned to love. Not only that I loved, but they were teaching me a lot of things. I think I also grew in understanding and compassion, especially with the many immigrants that were coming at that time from Poland, Italy, Malta especially, and that was another part of my life that God gave me in order to make me grow also.
If you want to describe your journey as SSpS in one word, what is the word for it?
I think that word would be privilege. Privilege. It has been a privilege for me to be working for a great God, for God who wants to use me as an instrument. And I felt in all the challenging situations that I was in, I was not alone. God was there, and my community was there to support me, and God was there. And so when you say here, the one word I think would be privileged to be a religious and missionary.
Would you like to give a message to the young members of the congregation?
I think the one word would be gratitude. But somehow, gratitude alone is not enough. The other word that has to go with gratitude is generosity. We have to be grateful for what we receive, but then God is never outdone in generosity. We also have to be generous in what we do. Not enough to have everything, but we have to share, we have to give. That's what I here for, not to accumulate, but to give. And that would be my other word, is generosity.
Are there any other memories you like to share?
I always had 6 or 7 or even one time 8 years in Mississippi. So I spent also a total of 21 years in Mississippi in 3 different cities, in Bay St. Louis, Jackson, and in Greenville. And all of those places I got to know the people, and also there I felt very privileged to be able to help those people. It was wonderful that I felt that they took me in confidence in sharing their problems, their wishes, their hopes, and their hopes for their children especially. And so I thank you for allowing me to add this to my journey of 70 years.
Thank you very much for sharing your story. It is a privilege for us to hear you speak of years ago and bring that time nearer to us and help us to see it as part of our story. And now, I would like to hand it over to Andrew.
You know, when we talk about missionary life and missionary service, one of the things that I draw from that is dedication, persistence, willing to endure in order to get to a specific endpoint. And so I want to ask you today, do you feel God calling you to missionary service? Do you believe deep down in your heart that God has called you to something greater than what you're doing right now? If that is a yes, I want you to give us a call today. Our phone number is 847-441-0126. Again, that's 847-441-0126. And from there, you can press 0 and the operator will send you to the appropriate party where we can get in contact with you and just have a conversation, and in the hopes that one of the SSpS sisters will be able to walk you through the discernment process. They would love nothing more than to help you realize what God has in store for your life. So please, give us a call today. We'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Now, if you're like me and you have a certain attachment to your phone, right? Well, it's okay. I'm here with you. I understand. Sometimes you may not feel necessarily comfortable making a phone call, but that's okay. You can visit us at our website, and that's www.SSpS-USA.org. Again, that's www.SSpS-USA.org. And from there, you can just go to our contact section and just leave us a message in the comment with your name, your phone number, and an email address that we can get back to you. And we will be certain to reply to that as soon as possible. We look forward to hearing from you. And thank you so much for reaching out to us today. Man, I want to thank you all so much. From somebody that constantly, checks the social media platforms that we have, it's so awesome to see the connectivity between our audience and us, and just getting the encouragement from you all. It lifts us up every single week. And so thank you for following us online via social media. And if this is your first time watching our broadcast today, we want you to know that we are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And you can find us at these various locations down below me. And from there, you can follow us, and please like, comment, and share. We cannot tell you how many people's lives are being impacted just by you doing something as simple as clicking on the share button, because it helps broaden our reach, and more people are getting the gospel. More and more people are being encouraged every day We have people listening while they're at work. We have people listening from their homes in retirement. You know, we have young people listening, whether it be on YouTube or Instagram, and they're excited about what's going on. And so please consider sharing this video today. You never know who you might be helping. So thank you. Well, as always, what a wonderful time sharing a little coffee, sharing a lot of Christ with you all this morning. I want to again thank Sister Angela Risi for her sharing and for her 70 years of missionary service. May God bless you, sister, with many more. To Sister Rosalia, thank you so much. The work and the effort that you put in to helping with the broadcast, can't thank you enough. I appreciate you so much, and I know our audience does as well. And to you, thank you for joining us today. And until next week, remember, we're going to be walking this life one sip at a time. Thank you so much. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.